There it is. That's the reaction from the Cats Corner in Athens, Ohio, after the hometown kid, Joe Burrow, wins the Heisman Trophy. This was the first year ever that two Buckeyes were finalists in the same year, but it's the former Buckeye, Joe Burrow, who takes home the award.
Joe Burrow.
It was so special. And it will be for a long time.
Well, I had tears in my eyes knowing the journey he's been through.
Southeast Ohio and
He mentioned Athens and southeastern Ohio. It's pretty exciting.
It gives all of Athens a sense of pride. There's going to be first, second grade, third grade kids thinking, I want to be Joe Burrow now in Athens County.
He had so many obstacles that he managed to handle very, very well.
Go Tigers!
Ohio State, you let him go.
He's a great kid. He deserved it. He worked hard, and we're all proud for him. We really are. We saw him in high school. The kid's a winner. This is not the end. This is the beginning.
Justin Holbrock joins us now. Okay, so how severe was this injury?
Yeah, as bad as it gets. Grady suffered instant paralysis and faced a 70% chance of living the rest of his life in a wheelchair. Worrying about how he would do at a 7-on-7 scrimmage the next day turned into not knowing if he'd ever stand up on a football field ever again. He's done that and a whole lot more, because where there's a will, there's Grady Way. This moment, the slowest race of Grady Way's life, was also the most important because of what happened just 10 months ago.
Sunny day, per usual. I was in the pool in the back. Went to get a football, threw it to my dad. I dove in, and then I was in the water. I couldn't move.
After a few seconds, Grady's dad dove in to pull him out.
When he came out of the water, I could see the look in his face that he was terrified.
Grady fractured his neck at the C5 and C6 vertebrae and suffered a spinal cord contusion.
They told my parents that it was a good chance I'd be in a wheelchair the rest of my life.
It was a blow that no parent ever wants to hear.
It was a blow they decided he did not need to hear.
We decided to not plant that seed to him because he's a very determined kid, and if he thinks he's going to be able to do something, he's going to do it.
My idea was always that I'm going to recover and be able to walk again, so I feel like that would have diminished my my drive to get better if I would have known that.
A 10-hour surgery stabilized his spinal cord. It was just the start of his 10-week stay at Children's Hospital.
It was just like little steps every day that helped me be to where I am now.
Little steps, like rolling over in bed. Eventually, those little steps turn into actual steps, with plenty of hurdles along the way.
There's been a lot of days where you don't want to do it, but it's like everyday life. The grown-ups don't want to go to work, but you got to do what you got to do to get better.
A week after walking out of the hospital, he walked across the football field for homecoming.
Watching him walk across that 50-yard line, in my heart I believe that we had a miracle.
2 weeks ago, he defied the odds again. In the timed event, time didn't matter for Grady or his brother Griffin, who ran alongside him. He put 100 meters and the last 10 months behind him, with his sights set on what lies ahead.
I probably have another year of substantial growth. Right now I'm just focused on being the best that I can be. The best is yet to come.
His favorite sport, football, won't be able to play this fall, but he's got a goal to play that sport again, and he had a goal of walking, so nothing's impossible with Grady Way. I'd say he can do it.
I've learned a lot through my life, and a lot of that I've been through had to do with perseverance.
Ohio State quarterback and Heisman finalist C.J. Stroud's perseverance goes way beyond early season struggles when calls for him to be benched grew louder.
This is not the hardest thing I've been through, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it's a sport, it's a game.
The hardest thing Stroud went through was when his father went to prison when he was still in middle school.
The age group from like middle school to high school was like so pivotal for my life to learn, and kind of like when I'm talking about flipping the switch, I kind of like had flipped the switch from a different type of lifestyle. So I definitely remember those times, and remember like I didn't really have my father in my life, but I had great coaches and I had great father figures. And I honestly did have my dad in my life, but he wasn't necessarily there with me.
That experience is his motivation and was foremost on his mind when asked what he hopes to accomplish through football.
What I want to gain out of the sport of football is not just the money and the accolades. It's really to inspire people, to inspire kids. And so I don't know, it's a lot of different things I feel like I can teach kids and inspire them to learn. So I feel like that's one of my biggest goals in my life.
At 20 years old, he's just a kid himself, but that doesn't mean he lessens his own expectations.
My family members, they're like, man, you work too hard. Like, you need to like enjoy your wins. Honestly, it's the feeling of want to be great, want to be one of the best ever to play the game. I want to be one of the best to play at Ohio State. I want to be one of the best to play quarterback in California. There's a lot of different things, and of course, like I want to be able to set my family up for life, to live a better life. Because at the end of the day, that's kind of really like what we do it for, is to set our family up. So that was like things that kind of like made me like grind so hard.
For the first time in school history, the Auburn Tigers are headed to the Final Four. The Tigers did so without their best player, Chuma Okeke. In this tournament, they beat Kansas, #1 North Carolina, and #2 Kentucky, and now they're Final Four bound.
We're a basketball school from now on, I would say.
You think this only comes with football? We're doing it with basketball! We're going to the Final Four to win it all, baby! Let's go!
Honestly, I just have no words. It's great to be an Auburn Tiger. I mean, look around at this atmosphere. I know every college has their own atmosphere, but there's nothing like this.
We won it. Unfinished business. We're not done.
This is the greatest day of my life, without a doubt.
The little train that could. They say it's impossible, then the impossible gets done.
The Tigers have a 12-game win streak heading into the Final Four. They'll still be without Chuma Okeke, but they'll have plenty of momentum when they face the Virginia Cavaliers in Minneapolis next Saturday. Signing off on your side from Tours Corner in Auburn, Justin Holbrock, News 3 Sports.